YouTube, what's going on? It's Jamar here, Vegas Sense. This is going to be a bit of a different video this time. I'm not going to be doing any sort of review or first impressions or anything like that. Really not going to be talking that much about fragrances, but what I wanted to do before the end of this year was pretty much just thank everyone that has supported my channel, whether that be viewers and subscribers, people that have shared my video. I just want to say thank you and that I appreciate all of you. But I really want to give thanks and appreciation to some of the companies that I've worked with that have been gracious enough to send me fragrances to review on this channel. And I'm going to start off with the first company that actually sent me their products for free for me to review on this channel, and that was Alexandria Fragrances. So I was a customer of Alexandria Fragrances, before actually having, reaching out to Hani and having him send me some fragrances for free. And, I definitely, I just want to say thank you to Hani for that. I remember reaching out on Instagram and just, it was just like, hey, I'm a small channel. I would appreciate it if I could just, review some samples of some of your fragrances or whatnot or whatever. And one thing that stuck with me that Hani told me, and I believe it was Hani that I was speaking with, one thing that he told me was, hey, I don't care how big or small your channel is, we all start from somewhere. So, that's something that I always have remembered, when speaking with him in regards to just getting some of these fragrances to review. I'm really passionate about reviewing these fragrances, just fragrances in general. And, again, I want to give a huge thank you to Hani Hafez over at Alexandria Fragrances for being the first person to support this channel. All right. So going on here to the next company, definitely want to send a huge shout out to Kevin Holt at Central Obsessions. Central Obsessions was actually the only company so far I want to say that actually reached out to me to actually review some of their products. If I'm wrong about that, I apologize. I'm trying to get all of my thoughts together on this video and do it in one take like I always do it. But yeah, definitely want to give a huge shout out to Kevin Holt. He has definitely supported this channel, I would say, a lot. He's sent me tons of different fragrances to review. And, he's always been clear about me just giving my honest opinion about the fragrances, whether I like them or not. And, I like the fact that I can review these fragrances and, really give him my honest opinion and not necessarily have to worry about, him never sending me anything again or something like that. So, of course, honesty, that's the biggest thing that, I value on this channel. So I'm always keep it real with y'all. And, he's always been real with me. So again, big shout outs to Kevin Holt. Thank you. All right. So moving on here, I'm going to go over to another fragrance company that I reached out to on Instagram. I believe it was either Instagram or Facebook, because I've been seeing a lot of their ads all over the place, all on social media. And this one goes by the name of Holt Fragrances. So I don't know who the actual owner or owners are of Holt Fragrances, but definitely I appreciate Alt Fragrances for sending me, you know, this fragrance, which is their interpretation of Creed Aventus, Executive number 26. They sent me their interpretation of Baccarat Rouge 540, as well as Creed Silver Mountain Water. And definitely this fragrance, as well as the Silver Mountain Water interpretation, as well as the Baccarat Rouge interpretation, they're all spot on. I would say this is probably the most accurate you know, interpretation house that I've smelled in terms of the fragrances that I've smelled so far, when comparing them with their originals. So again, I appreciate Alt Fragrances for sending me 3 of these 13 milliliter samples. Definitely, you know, keeps content on the channel for sure. So moving on here, the next one is going to be Happyland Fragrances. All right, so Happyland, definitely big shout out and thank you to EJ Wells over there at Happyland Studio Fragrances. He sent me this one, which is my favorite, Happyland Signature. He sent me Blue Fire, as well as Barbershop, which are all really amazing scents. Again, this one is definitely my favorite. You know, it's like a really nice, sweet, gourmand tobacco type of scent. And this one is really, really good for this type of weather. But yeah, man, I believe I reached out to him on Facebook as well. And, you know, he was gracious enough to send me, you know, 3 full bottles of his fragrances. So definitely to EJ, I appreciate you for sending me these fragrances. And also I appreciate the work that you're doing as far as the new fragrances that you put out. I haven't smelled any of them, but I've heard really good news about some of the newer fragrances that EJ has put out. Specifically the Paisley Skies one. That one seems to be getting a lot of buzz, so definitely go and check that one out. All right, so again, big shout out to EJ Wells over there at Happyland Studio Fragrances. Next one here is going to be from the house of Sahara. Big shout out to man, I'm forgetting his name. I want to say is it Greg Zaharoff? George Zaharoff. Man, I would have killed myself if I would have forgot his name. George Zaharoff, man. Definitely big shout outs to George Zaharoff for sending me a full, you know, 4+ ounce bottle, 4 ounce bottle of his amazing, really fresh barbershop type of oud fragrance here. The Sahara Signature Pour Homme. You know, I reached out to him on Instagram actually, and just asked for just a sample, just a small decant sample, because I had been seeing a lot of stuff about this fragrance. And, you know, he sent me a whole bottle of this stuff. So, you know, I definitely am highly appreciative of that. I really am. He didn't have to do that for me. You know, I'm a smaller channel. So, you know, for someone to send me a full bottle or multiple full bottles of anything, you know, I'm like a kid on Christmas when I get that in the mail. So definitely big shouts out to George. He's got a big heart, really good person. Big shout outs to George Zaharoff. All right, so next one here, Genre Perfumes. Big shout outs to Devin, bro. He was gracious enough after I reached out to him to send me about 4 samples of some of the fragrances that I chose. And this one happened to be my favorite, the Ancient Islands. You know, definitely just can't say enough good things about Genre Perfumes. You know, top-notch quality. You know, a really good community over there at the Genre neighborhood, or Genre Parfums neighborhood, I believe is the name of the Facebook group. But again, definitely big shout outs to Devin Bro for allowing me to, you know, experience these fragrances. And I'm definitely a customer pretty much every time the ordering opens up, you know. So big shout outs to Devin Bro for supporting the channel. And also big shout out to Sephora and Neiman Marcus at the Fashion Show Mall here in Las Vegas. All of the, you know, the sales associates there, especially at Neiman Marcus, are extremely nice. They're very helpful. So if you're ever in Las Vegas and you just want to just kind of take some time to just go and experience some fragrances that maybe you haven't smelled, definitely go and check out Neiman Marcus. I mean, they pretty much have everything as far as like niche fragrances go. So they have, you know, Tom Ford, Creed, Roja, Armani Privé, Tiziana Terenzi, Van Cleef & Arpels, YSL, like the line that YSL Tuxedo comes in. So they have a lot of stuff there. And like I said, you know, Mason Francis Kirkshon, the associates there are really nice. They've had no problems hooking me up with, you know, different samples of fragrances that I've wanted to try. And they've been really good at recommending or introducing me to new fragrances as well, which is something that I just did yesterday. Spent about, you know, a good 3 or 4 hours at Neiman and Sephora just trying out fragrances. So big shouts out to them for these samples. I got about 13 or 14 samples yesterday of different fragrances, which all of them I plan on doing reviews on. So I definitely appreciate them for that. And lastly here, I'm gonna give a shout out to Giorgio Armani for hooking me up with their newest version of Acqua di Gio, which is Acqua di Gio Absolute Instinct. They sent me a little free sample of this. Smells amazing. You know, I'm sure they probably sent these to a bunch of other people too, because you could pretty much just sign up for it. But I mean, again, something that I didn't have to pay for. And it's something that gives me content to be able to create for this channel, to be able to inform all of you all about. And you know, with me being a fragrance lover, it's another fragrance for me to enjoy. All right. So again, special thanks and shouts out to everybody that I mentioned here. If I forgot anybody, I definitely apologize. Wasn't intentionally. But yeah, man, hopefully next year is a even better year for this channel, and a better year for everyone out there watching. All right. So that's Jamar here, Vegas Sense. I'll see y'all in the next video.